Hello sailors, welcome back to this week's You Should Have Used a Sander. This time you will find out that everything went well. And let me tell you, if we had to do it again, we wouldn't use a sander. Considering everything, we are very happy that we scraped. And I believe about 50% of boat people will agree. This week, we splash.
It's good to be back in the water. So we have been scraping in the past 5 days with this here. And this is what they gave us here and what they used themselves, and they said it's pretty good. We asked around and they said, yeah, that's a okay tool to do that with. Today is the 7th day on the hard. It's Tuesday, and we did almost everything with this. And I asked the guys from the yard to move these for us, because as you can see, we still have all these patches here that are not done yet. So he moved them for us so we can scrape them. And he said, yeah, let me look at your tool. I said, yeah, that's not good. I'll go find you another one. And he gave me this. Honestly, it's so easy with this one. I'm really annoyed that we didn't have that one before. So I'm going to show you the difference over there. So you hold it like this, and you have to put a lot of pressure on it to scrape it off. So. And then he gave me this tool. He sharpened it with the grinder, or the, what's it called, the sander. Honestly, I need about a third of the force to do that, and it goes 3 times as fast. So if you ever have to scrape your boat, get something like this. It works. He gave me a bigger one too. It works so much better. It's ridiculous. This would have saved us at least 2 days of scraping, if not 3. So yeah, let's do the last bits with the good tools. More breaks than before. Everything's burning. Are you ready for it? This is the last piece. 6 days of work, last 2 strokes. 3. Oh. That's it! I made it!
My dearest brother, I hope this letter finds you well, and that the step I may ask you to take may not dismay you. What if pleasure and pain should be so closely connected that he who wants the greatest possible amount of the one must also have the greatest possible amount of the other? That he who wants to experience the heavenly high jubilation must also be ready to be sorrowful unto death? The Stoics believed it was so. They were consistent when they wished to have the least possible pleasure in order to have the least possible pain from life.
This was the worst job in the world.
So now the waterline, huh?
No, that's fine like that.
You have a choice. Either the least possible pain or the greatest possible amount of pain as the price of the growth of a fullness of refined delights and enjoyments rarely tasted hitherto. If you decide for the former, if you therefore want to depress and minimize your capacity for pain, well, you must also depress and minimize your capacity for enjoyment. You have a choice. I dare you to accept pain. And that means we're almost ready.
Are you ready for this? I'm very ready. Just have to tape off a bit more. Only did about 1/3 the boat, and then we're gonna prime. It's gonna look so pretty when it's one color again.
Yeah.
Although I kind of like this because nobody has a boat that looks like this. Just a few hours ago, we finished our first coat of paint. It is a very pretty gray color. It's a primer. And it is almost dry now, so we can start painting here in the aft and work our way up there slowly. So now it is Wednesday afternoon. We've been out of the water for 8 days now, and by Friday we're gonna go back in. So the last and the second layer has just been put on, and we're going to take the tape off for the last time. We did the leading edges already too. So it can dry now for 24 hours or even more. And we did perfect. So that was the end of our good blue tape. We didn't want to buy more for a meter, so Alex used normal Scotch tape. Which, it's not the best idea, but you know, it's better than nothing, and we don't see this part good anyway. Oh shoot.
So the only store left had the plastic screws for fixing the cutlass bearing. The cutlass bearing is like in between the shaft and the hull, and if you don't fix it from the sides, it starts turning and it wears. So you have to put in some screws on the sides to stop it from turning. These are way too big, but I can cut them. And I was looking for plastic ones because I lost the plastic one that was in there. It was the most stupid thing to not take care of it. And then I put the screwdriver here, and right next to the screwdriver I found this. It's the original screw.
We've been looking for it all morning.
It's the next best option because, yeah, it was a bit damaged.
It's very damaged actually.
But I know I can use it. It's like the last resort. So this is where the screw goes in.
Woo, they're coming! Oh, this is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm always a bit nervous with this.
Yeah, me too.
Really nice. They did it now at 1 and we'll go in the water at 4. And they said they did it so early because I think first of all they don't really need the crane. They have siesta from 2 to 4, so that's good. And then we have time to let it dry good. Or well, at least 3 hours is better than nothing. So that's really nice.
That's it.
So start the engine.
Yes. Water coming!
It's good to be back in the water. Are you happy to be back in?
I'm very happy, yeah.
I'd like to have some thing of navigation since nothing's working on the plotter.
Oh yeah, the plotter's not working yet.
No.
That's alright, we'll figure that one out too. We have had quite a different idea of how we thought this haul out would go, and I think we got taught a lesson. But we also earned our rite of passage. Now we know every inch of Blue's bottom, and we learned a bunch from very helpful and knowledgeable professionals. and eventually made it in time. I mean, we set our own deadline, but it was a tough one, and we made it. We got some guys commenting that not having certain clunky tools in your locker that you need every 4 years makes us lousy liveaboards. We slowly understand how the marine industry works, and we got some common sense on what's important or what is feasible in a certain amount of time. And I think good problem-solving skills, creativity, and obviously getting the job done makes us quite worthy liveaboards. It's not about having a sander in your locker or not. So now I think we're confident enough to disagree. And if you're in over your head with what you believe is your Everest and you feel a bit stuck, intimidated, or insecure, it's fine. I think the main challenge when doing something we never did before is to not freak out over how far it is to the top of the mountain, but to focus on knowing that we choose our immediate next step wisely. Here's a different take on this that I find interesting. There's this idea that we're nothing more than algorithms, and when we go to the restaurant, when we go to the supermarket, when we buy bread, we have the option to either exploit or explore. Exploiting meaning we buy the thing we know because we like it. Exploring means we want to broaden our horizon with something we don't know yet. And I think the same counts for acquiring knowledge and doing a task. When faced with a task, we have the choice to exploit knowledge that we have to get the job done, or explore knowledge. This time it was definitely an exploration, but next time we can exploit in confidence. Many roads lead to Rome. There's many ways to get a job done. It all depends on what tool, what time, and what money you have. And depending on that, sailing and liveaboard life is different for everyone. The less we know about something that we feel is complicated, the more we outsource the problem. So for 2019, we bought a boat that was ready to sail in the ocean that we want to sail it in. And we handed the jobs over to professionals, so it was ready when we arrived. So then we could carelessly focus on what we didn't know then, learning how to sail it. Baby steps, right? Blue gave us one of the best years of her life, and now she asked for love. And now it's not something we would outsource anymore.
I'm trying to make our boat prettier.
Okay.
We have this red line stripe all around, and this guy here in the marina told me that if I wet sand it and polish it a bit, I could get it to go shiny again. So he borrowed me this wet sanding sponge, and I got some wet sanding paper. And now first I'm going to do a 800 grit paper all around, and then a 1000 or 2000. It's only two they had. And then I'm going to polish it with compound and wax in one, and then hopefully we'll have a really nice shiny stripe. It's nice, huh? It goes so easy. So I just cleaned this part here, so nice and white. And where I am right now is here. You see the difference, right? This is done with 2000 grit wet sanding paper, and that's not done yet. It's gonna be so pretty.
Our next projects include new batteries, solar, and with that also comes a solar arch. And have you seen our video about how a wind vane works? Yeah, I'm already psyched about going back into nerd mode and showing you the way that we believe we made the toughest arch possible for this kind of boat. Please subscribe if you found this entertaining, because if we keep growing, then you can keep watching. It's a simple equation. All right, bye.